This program is brought to you by the Kentucky Small Business Development Center in Louisville. We provide the professional expertise, tools, and information necessary to help you make sound business decisions. Thank you to the U.S. Small Business Administration for co-sponsoring our program and to our host organization, the University of Kentucky. Contact us at 502-625-0123 to get started.
Welcome, everybody. My name is Dave Etkin. I'm the Center Director here at the Louisville Small Business Development Center. And as everyone kind of settles in and gets online here, I'd like to tell a little bit about the Small Business Development Center program. We are, would again like to welcome you to our Toolkit Tuesday. It's something new we're trying to start here, and we're glad you're here. So I'd like to, the Kentucky Small Business Development Center is the only statewide nationally accredited program that provides entrepreneurial and business development services. And the Kentucky Small Business Development Center plays a vital role in the Commonwealth's economic development by assisting entrepreneurs at every stage of their business life cycle. For almost 40 years, the Kentucky Small Business Development Center has assisted emerging and growing businesses by providing the professional expertise, tools, and information necessary to make sound business decisions in a complex and ever-changing marketplace. We do this at no cost to our clients, thanks to the U.S. Small Business Administration, who co-sponsors our program, which is then administered by the University of Kentucky, who partners with regional universities, colleges, and local economic development agencies. So, as I mentioned, we are a statewide program, and I'd like to welcome our guest today, who is J.C. Phelps. He is one of our cohorts, another one of our business coaches, who is the director out in the South Central region. And JC is an awesome resource, especially on things online and graphic design and marketing. And we thought it'd be awesome to pick his brain today on a program he uses a lot, and we are attempting to use a lot, and that is Canva. So, if you have any questions, there's the chat button there. Please put your questions in there. We'll get to as many as we can. Again, this is a great tool, so don't forget to ask some questions, get some resources. We will send you a recording of this. And again, if you would like to request additional assistance, some one-on-one assistance, or get in contact with us or JC, reach out to us on LouisvilleSmallBusiness.com, or you can call us at 502-625-0123. So JC, welcome. It's always so good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you for having me. I am excited to talk all things Canva today. As Dave said, this is something that I use as a small business owner myself in the digital space. I also often recommend clients to use it. And I think this is a perfect presentation for a Toolkit Tuesday, because this is a great tool to have in your arsenal. So I'm going to go ahead and share my presentation. We are going to have a kind of bipartite fashion here. I'm going to give you a couple slides and give you some context. And then we're going to actually go into the program and make some things together. Canva is a very wide and deep program. There's so many things you can do, and we certainly cannot cover everything today, but I will do my best to show you all that I can in the time that we have together. But again, leveraging that toolkit, we're going to talk about how we can leverage Canva as a Kentucky small business owner. And, this is perfect, this program, for those of us that are not graphic designers. I am a digital marketer by trade, and I don't hold a degree in graphic design. So if you are advanced in graphic design, you certainly can, do things to a much higher level than I can. But what I do know about a lot of Kentucky entrepreneurs is that oftentimes we are a one-person show, and we wear many hats. And so Canva, in my opinion, is a great program to use to help you wear the hat of graphic design in an easy to use, easy to facilitate way. Again, my name is J.C. Phelps. I am in the London office. of the Kentucky Small Business Development Center, though I am a part-time Louisvillian. I'm here at my house in Louisville now, so I'm excited to be joining my friends at the Louisville SBDC. Without further ado, we'll start with what is Canva? And if some of you all probably are familiar, and I hope you'll learn some new stuff. And I hope some of you all have never used it before. Canva is a lot of things, but this is kind of text heavy. But I would describe Canva, if I had 3 words, I would say it's a graphic design platform. That's essentially what it is. It's very accessible, and you can access it in both the App Store. You can use it on your phone or the website. I will say I prefer the web version. It's so much easier to see with the bigger screen, but you can use it on the phone, which is nice. It is free to use on the base level. However, there are additional features available to subscribers at more elite levels. I use one of those, and we'll discuss those. It is built to incorporate into many arenas. And what I mean by that is Canva is designed to use on your social media networks, on your websites, email marketing, tangible and intangible marketing resources, something you can hand off or send via email, which is always handy. And Canva is, at its core, a drag and drop interface. And for those of you all that are like me, that try to be a jack of all trades, that is an amazing thing, because it makes it so easy just to pull things to and fro. And that's what I mean by drag and drop. Graphic design can be doable on a proficient level for those of us with no experience or education in the field. And I think Canva is an industry leader in making that happen. As I mentioned, there are different versions of Canva for you to use. And the first one is the free version. The free version has, as it says here, 250,000 plus free templates. Templates, you'll see, is a way to create these graphic design assets. So you do have an access to a lot of free ones if you start with this version. There are over 100 design types that they still allow you to use. These are, social media posts. You can make presentations. Say you're pitching your business, something of that nature. You can do these things in Canva. There are hundreds of thousands of free photos and graphics, and you'll find if you get in there, they're always adding ones. These are sometimes what I would call stock, and they may not be the most creative, but there are some very good ones in there. You do, in the free version, have the ability to invite members to your team, but we will talk more about teams in the future versions and when we're actually in the Canva app or the Canva website in this case. You can collaborate and comment with your team members in real time. And you have 5 gigabytes of storage. So, certainly enough for some people, but for some we need more, which is where Canva Pro comes in, which is what I use. This is the first step up in a paid subscription. Canva Pro starts at $12.95 a month. But this is ideal for, say you have a business, maybe you have 2 or 3 people on it. You buy one, you get 4 free. And that means you pay that $12.95, but you have 4 other people that can join a team of 5 under the same umbrella of $12.95 a month. It has everything I just talked about that free has, but it allows you to have a brand kit, which is really cool. And you can upload your own fonts and logos, which we will talk about. There's a one-click design magic resize in Canva Pro. There are over 400,000 free templates available on here, much more than the Canva free. And when you're in the website, if you're looking at a template, in the bottom right corner, you will see a little box and it will say free, or it will have a little crown and say pro. And those are available only to subscribers. There are 75 million premium stock photos, videos, audio, graphics. These are, in my opinion, of a higher quality. You have the ability to save designs as templates for your team to use, which makes your work much easier. Instead of 5 GB, you get 100 GB, some significant storage there. And you also have the ability to schedule social media content to 7 platforms. This was something that wasn't available when I first became a Canva user years ago. And as a social media marketer, I think that's pretty cool, because a lot of these assets you would take to your social media profiles. There is another version of which I am not overly familiar with myself, but they refer to it as Canva Enterprise, and this is kind of the creme de la creme of their options. It is $30 a month per person, so you begin to have a significant expense here. It has everything that Canva Pro has, which means also everything Canva Free has. But you have the ability to have multiple brand kits. Again, this is for an enterprise, so much more complicated than your average small business here in Kentucky. You can have more control in your team's access to what they can use in terms of graphics, colors, logos. This is for people that are in more managerial roles and would have oversight to those that would have access to Canva on behalf of your business. The control team may be uploaded here into Canva. There are built-in workflows you can elect to use to get approval of your designs. You can set elements that your team can edit, and that helps you stay on brand, in that you can lock those templates in. There's unlimited storage, which is great. We love that. There's single sign-on, that's an SSO. And you also have 24/7 enterprise support. With that said, if Canva Enterprise is what you're thinking, again, this is not the one I am most familiar with. And it's also not the one from a professional standpoint that I would particularly recommend. And I think on the next slide, I have put that the Canva pricing itself, it scales according to the number of people you want to have on the account, 1 to 5, 10, 15, 50 custom, and you'll get a different quote. You really don't need many people on here. You want to, best practice, have very few people that control your brand standards. I think you'll find that will pay off, so you don't have too many eyes and too many people clicking. One thing that I did want to note here, even though we're talking, in the business space, if you happen to be a teacher or know a teacher, Canva is free for classrooms, which is awesome. And if someone happens to be either here on the Zoom or on Facebook Live, and you're a member of a nonprofit, there is Canva Nonprofit, which is also free, and they waive that fee for you. But this is my recommendation that I was sort of hinting at. If I were you, what I would recommend, being both cognizant of cost and wanting to be responsible with your funds, I would start with the free version. See if Canva is a tool that you really enjoy and could see great use of, and I would then upgrade when you're comfortable with it, and or when you note the need. If you're in there and you're wanting to do some things that are only available to Pro, think about going to Pro. And that's really where I would recommend upgrading to. It's kind of that mid-level tier for everything I think an average small business would need. That will be sufficient. And if you need something super precise or even more detailed, that may be where you actually bring in a true graphic designer. But Canva is a great way to save money and do some things on your own. And that's one of the many benefits. But to me, looking at this, I'm in the digital marketing space. My business is rooted purely in social media, in garnering web traffic via blogs, in e-commerce, things of that nature. What I see Canva as is an ease of professionalism. The face that you put forward online is of utmost importance, because in this modern economy, we're in a digital economy. It's all in how you frame yourself. So if your brand standards or in the assets that you put out are subpar, or look kind of elementary, if you will, your brand, your company will look poor as well. Canva helps you level up that game with very little expertise needed. So to make professionalism and to make your branding easier, I think the number one benefit is logo creation. You run the risk here of people that have Canva, they will have the same templates as you, but that's where you can go in and really use that drag and drop interface to highly customize. And I think you'll find that there are some really beautiful logos that you can make. Going from there, it helps you maintain brand standards. And I cannot preach this enough how important this is. And I'm going to show you another little side trick when we're in Canva on another website that I really recommend everyone do. But this goes into using colors, fonts, your logos once you have that made. And, if you've decided that your company is blue and red, that's what we use here at the Kentucky SBDC. You'll see here in this presentation I made, this is our exact color of red, our exact color of blue, and that's great for consistency. And I'll show you exactly how to do that and how easy Canva makes that for you. It makes content creation much easier. It helps you work across platforms. By platforms, I mean Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, things like that. And it helps you create social media posts. And for people that struggle with original content creation or making things look aesthetically pleasing for social media, I think Canva is a great tool to start with. But it also helps you create so many business tools, things that we need to propel our businesses forward, and save money in doing so. You can make your business cards on here. I have certainly done that. You can make a brochure on here. You can invoice. Every invoice I send in my businesses is from my Canva template personally. You can create business letterhead, presentations, newsletters. You'll see there are truly so many things, and doing it all here for either free and or if you choose to go to the pro or enterprise elite levels, it will save you long run a lot of money instead of hiring it out. This is a screenshot. You'll see this when we actually log into Canva, but this is kind of a differentiation of all the things that you can do. And there actually are more things, but these are the main categories they give you. In social media, you can see you can make a LinkedIn banner, great for your profile, YouTube channel art, things to do with Facebook or Instagram. And personal, you can make resumes, invitations, but business, that's really where I want to focus here in marketing. You can make presentations. Again, you can make things to upload to your website. Your logos, business cards, invoice, that letterhead. And then they have other things for, infographics, newsletters for your marketing. If you're in the teaching space, if you have a free account there, there's the education tab. And then they also have a trending section, which right now is holiday focused. But, there are times that the trending section can really be relevant for business. And so always something to look at. And I've certainly used those myself. I have a couple examples here of just screen grabs of templates themselves. And then I think it would be more telling if we actually hopped into Canva together. But this is examples of social media templates. It's always great to upload original content, meaning photos that you take, but sometimes you want to post a happy Thanksgiving post, this top one in the middle. Maybe you want to announce that there's a sale at your boutique. These are great graphics to start with, and you can customize them very, very heavily. This is an example of a business card. Taylor Alonso, that's just the name that they put in there. But to me, this reads very modern. It reads very whimsical, very bohemian, all of which are very trendy. And so there are business card layouts here that are very professional, but there are also ones that, I could see a nice designer making this for you, but you could go in and customize it yourself. And, you're seeing all these shapes. Maybe you're saying this, mauve pink and this orange, those aren't my colors. All of that is customizable. That's that drag and drop interface. This is an example of a similar aesthetic brochure. Maybe you're set up at expositions or trade shows in non-COVID times. You can make your own brochures here on Canva and just print them at home and fold them up. A great way to save money there. Invoice, and this is actually the exact invoice template that I use. I think it's really sharp and again is very customizable, but it's always great to send invoices that are uniform. And if you don't use a software that sends out your invoices for you, you just attach the email or you print them out. This is a great option, which is what I do. This is an example of one of the letterheads, but I have, we'll make these together. But I'm going to stop there and stop sharing this screen, and then I'm going to hop over and share my web browser. And that is where we are going to actually get into the program. So hopefully here you are seeing my Google Chrome, and I'm going to move it down so I can get a better view. And before we start here in Canva, I want to tell you that at the end of this presentation, you'll be receiving the slides I just went through, and you'll also receive an asset that I've called the Canva checklist. And that's what we're looking at right here. And of course, instead of doing this in Microsoft Word, to make it look a little better, I made it in Canva. And so I put this together for y'all yesterday, and these are the things I want you to think about before you actually dive into Canva itself, and what you really need to define. If you are a new business, if we have some hopeful entrepreneurs on here, we love those of you all in your infancy stage. You want to, of course, think about your brand name and your business name. You need that for all of your assets, but most of us, for creating assets are past that part. One of those things we need to think about is, what is the goal of the brand? Are we wanting to create content for social media? Are you wanting to have those marketing deliverables? Things of that nature. And that will define how you use Canva. You need to define what you need. Maybe you need a new business card. Maybe you need a logo, and that will guide your actions as well. I really want to hone in on here. You should know what your brand colors are and your fonts. You can see here, again, I have used Kentucky SBDC red and blue, and I'll show you how I garner those in Canva. But those, it's really good to be consistent across the board there. That goes also into the next one, your aesthetic and design. If you want to be really crisp or whimsical, you can elect to drag and drop in the interface to make it look that way. You need to define if you have a brand logo. If you have a logo already made, say you've already paid someone to do it or you did it elsewhere, you can upload your logos to Canva. You can upload original photos into Canva, and I'll show you all that too. But you can make it in Canva, and we're going to talk about that. You need to define your social media strategy. Are you going to be making posts for Instagram, for example, in here, Facebook, maybe LinkedIn? And lastly, in electing to use the service, and or if you choose to invest in it, if you want the pro level, what is the actual vision of the brand? Are you hoping to execute a more crisp social media experience, social media content experience for those that follow you? Are you hoping to increase your aesthetics to drive sales? These are important questions to ask yourself to make sure that you're on the right path while you're in here in Canva. But before I show you some of these examples I have, I'm going to hop over into this website. This is one of the many that I use. All of them are fine, and you can see this website was probably built in the early to mid 2000s. It's very old school. It's the URL up here is actually html-colorcodes-codes.info/colors-from-image. You can reach this on Google by saying, what color is in my photo? And there are a plethora of these. But this is where I'm talking about those fonts. And you want to make sure that you either use your brand fonts and, more importantly, your brand color. So I'm going to upload a file here, and let's see. I'm going to upload the SBDC logo, and I'm going to use those colors for us today. But you can do this with your logo that you already have. Let's see. I may need to refresh. I've had this pulled up for a day or two for y'all. You can upload your logo that you have already made, or you can upload the logo that you make in Canva. It's actually being quite slow, so I actually might go to Google here and open up a new one. So I'm just going to say what color is in my photo there. You can see I've Googled that before. I'll go back here one more time to see if it will work. If not, we will choose a different website, and they all work about the same, y'all. No worries there. Yeah, so this website is not wanting to read it, but that's okay. I'll go here to image color picker and see if this works. Again, you just press upload your image, and I'll go in and add our KSBDC logo. Let's see here. See if it accepted it there. Very good. So what you'll find on all of these websites is that you will have an HTML code or an RGB code. This is how your colors are defined. And you can take your mouse and click, like, so say I wanted to use this exact red. Our red is £, or I would say hashtag on social media, D21E45. And when we enter that into Canva, it will choose this exact red for us. I can also do that for the blue. Our blue is 1D325F. And by using a site like this, which is free, it again helps us maintain those standards. So I really recommend doing this. And you only really have to do it once. You can write it down and just have it there to use. But you'll see why I did that as I hop in over here. So this is Canva itself. I'm going to press the home button, and it's welcoming me. This is my account, Jacob, as I use it quite often. And you'll see that the interface is quite easy to navigate. Here on the left, you receive mini probes. You can access all your designs. I use this a lot myself, and that's where you can save templates or go in and edit things that you've already made. If you have a team and you're sharing with someone, you can press here, shared with you. You can define your brand kit here on the left, a content planner, and I'm actually going to click into here. This is really neat. If, say, you want to have some organization, I could create a design here for Tuesday the 8th, and maybe I wanted to make a Facebook post. If I click Facebook post, it will then take me into the mass amounts of Facebook templates that they have here on the left, which I have pre-made some of these for you. But you can see here, maybe you wanted to post about coronavirus, maybe you have a sale, maybe you're advertising food. There are many things that you can edit there, but that's a neat thing if you want to actually plan out how you're going to post content. You can create a team, and that's if you want to have more than one person on your account. As I said, with the Pro, you pay for one and you can add 4. So you actually see this little probe down here. I can invite 4 people to team up with me for free on Canva Pro, but it is just me. But if you had a team, this is where you would manage them. You can create folders, which I actually don't utilize, but also is a very best practice if you want to increase your organization. And then you have a trash feature, and that's where maybe you trash a design and you change your mind. You can access that right there. But the thing that I think most of us will use is you want to really be in tune with all your designs, which is, looking at your past work. You can actually see here's an invoice from that template that I sent to a client. And also this drop-down feature up here, while they also have, features and learn, I do use the features tab, and it, helps you some if you want to have icons to, put in your social media posts. It has some things for web and SEO, but I think this templates, which is what I took a screen grab of in the slides, this is really what's telling. And so this is a great way just to take you immediately to, say you wanted to do a business card. You would click business card there, and it takes you to the many, many options in Canva itself. But as I said, I have prepared some of these for you. So I will stop with the overview and we'll just hop into a design. The first one that I have chosen to talk about is the brand logo. And again, I think this is one of the best parts of Canva. This is a logo that I have just designed from this. If you see here on the left, this was the actual template, AF, and the business name was Absolute Fashion. I have two websites. My lifestyle website is called Unabashedly Southern, and while it already has a logo, maybe I wanted a new one. So all I did was drag and drop. So I'm going to actually just do that. We'll start over here. This is where you would take, I'll just add a page here. You would choose the logo that you want, and you can use the scrolls here. You can also choose to see all, and they do categorize it. If you are looking more for a badge style logo, you know, an emblem, you can do more artistic designs, something that's more fashion, a brand logo, computer logo, all of these things. And you can press see all, and that really does help you. But I quite like this one right here that is free. So if you're in the free version, this is available to you. And you know, up here I've made up Kentucky coffee. So maybe I want this to be Kentucky coffee. You could do you know, large font, all caps. And as you can see here, it's too big. So I'm gonna take my font down to, let's try 210. And that made it fit. So you can see here, this is also what I mean by the drag and drop. It's so easy. If I just want to move these things, I can change the font. I can change the size right here, and I can move. One of the things that I really appreciate not being a graphic designer is you can see that pink line right there. It helps me know when things are centered, and that always makes it look better. So I usually recommend everyone really pay attention to that and focus on centering your images. But maybe this is for Kentucky coffee again, and I wanted the logo to be there. This is very, very basic, but you know, again, this is just one of the many options you can do. But you know, this is, say I wanted to use the SBDC colors. This is not SBDC blue. So I'm going to go over here, and you know, as we discovered here, my color code for SBDC blue is this right here. So I'm going to copy and paste that and show you just how easy that is. You'll press the little rainbow right here, and you can search colors. If you don't have a brand color yet, you can find one, or you can type in, as you can see here, your color code. And when I press that, our color comes up immediately. And this here is SBDC blue. Maybe I want this to be SBDC red. So I would, you know, highlight over there, and, you know, ideally you'll just write this down and do it once. I can go in here and click the font, press the rainbow, type that in, and that's SBDC red now. You only will have to do that once. And you know, while I think white would pop out better here if we're talking just aesthetically, that's just an example of what you can do. But again, this is just one of many logos. This is another one of the logos here that was the half stitch. One of my blogs is called JCP Eats. So maybe I actually really like this logo. I think it's nice and modern with the linearity here. So I just went in and changed the name to my name. And if I wanted a different font, say everything that I do is Montserrat, I would change it to that. You can change size. Again, maybe I wanted to change colors. Maybe I wanted it to be SBDC red. You can change your background right here to maybe I want it solid white. And there you have a crisp logo that would incorporate on a black, on a white based page. But this is, you know, just again, one of many. This is actually maybe the favorite one that I made. I could totally see this on branding, and I see, I saw someone raise their hand. So if you have a question, please feel free to drop it in the Q&A, and I'm happy to address if need be. But here in the logo, you can see here, I've chosen one that the base logo is right here, and they actually had it coffee too, which is what gave me the idea. And I just named it Kentucky Coffee. Maybe it's established 2020. And I really think this is sharp. I could see this being on a coffee bag. Can it show us the animate option? Sure, let's click it and let's see what it does. So while we're here, the animate, this is, one of the many features here. So if you were to see, these are how logos come in. So say this is a tumble, or maybe you want it to rise, maybe you want it to pan. This makes it not a static image. Teresa, this makes it, have seconds up here. You can see it's 20 seconds. So maybe you wanted to have a social media post unveiling your new logo. You could go in here and animate it, and change your, how it comes in. Maybe you want it to be neon, baseline. There are so many here. You can change your durations, and then you would download it as such. This is how you download a finished product. Right here. So once you have created the logo, you just press download, and you save it as the file type that you want, and it will go behind. I would recommend not pressing compress. I always think that the higher the quality, the better. You can change your size pixels here, and this, is something that you will. That you'll have to experiment with. And if you notice it's a little grainy, you may want to choose not a JPEG, for example. JPEGs are typically smaller files. You would want to use a PNG, or you would want to, if it's a document, use a PDF. PDFs are always high quality. If you're making a video here, we talked about the animation. That is kind of fun. Maybe you liked baseline coming up from the bottom. When you download this page, which is page 3 here, you can see here it already suggests you would save it as an MP4 video. And that's because animations are video files, whereas this is a standard image. And so that, let's see, I think I have another question. Let's see. Very good. So again, happy to show y'all anything, but this is just one of the many ways that you can create logos. And I have had many SBDC clients use this in their logo creation. And I really think it's a great option. And the templates are truly so easy to use. Again, we can go in here. I always recommend, I'm going to hone in on the colors, because you want to be consistent in your colors. Maybe I want to change this to white, and you can change everything to white. Everything is customizable here. You can see even this little arrow, which is a clip art. You can click that white, and so this would be SBDC branded. It's our red and our white. And before I hop into the next thing, this is one way to do logos. And again, if you wanted to start doing a logo, I'll hop over to this page. If you were in home, up here on the top of the screen, you can press templates, and down here you'll find logo. That would be how you would start under business. I want to talk a little bit about this left side as well. You can see here they have templates. This is where actually the option I probably use most, and you can scroll through, you can press see all, and it gives you several options. This landmark is actually one of my favorites. I think that's with the ampersand is really nice. You can upload your own images here. So you can see here, these are many images of myself, and that's because I use this for my own brand and my own business, but you can upload your own business information here. Your photos here, this is photos that they provide you as stock. And as you can see here, I'm highlighting over these, and you can see it right there is that little crown that says Pro. You only would have access to these, for example, if you had the Pro account. Although you will find, they're showing a lot of pros here, you'll find that when you search for, say you just wanted a white background, these are all pro, but this one is free, for example. So you can just drag and drop onto interfaces and customize from there. And the elements are clip art, lines. Say you wanted a dotted line here. You can add that in and you can center it there. Watch for that pink line. You can draw in a shape. A shape is something that, maybe you want your text to come over this. Say I wanted that to happen. I could position that right here as forward. That's another option. I know this is looking messy, but I am just dropping for y'all. These are general shapes. These are photo frames. So these look like shapes, but let me show y'all what these do. Maybe you wanted a photo frame. I'm going to drop this into Kentucky Coffee. And I wanted to say, this is a photo of me, but I'm just going to press it over here. That puts me in that frame itself. Or maybe this is an ad for Scotch Brite I did in my business. I could drop that right there, and you can move it by double clicking it. You can also make images your background. So you can see here, that would make me the background. You wouldn't particularly want to do that, but that's another option in the element feature. There are charts, photo grids. Anytime you see this little cloud with the landscape, that means you can insert a photo there. There are little clip arts. Maybe you're making something with coronavirus. You want to put something fun like that on it. There are many things you can do. If you want to add text, this is the way to do it. There are text, you can just add a heading and free do it, or you can use these templates. And these are pre-formatted and look really nice. Styles is, just recommending colors. You have music, you have videos. There are so many options here, but I did want to go through that before we went into the next section. What this is a template for an Instagram post. And I would access this by going to Templates, Social Media, Instagram Posts. And one thing that's really nice here is you will find that this is pre-formatted to be the perfect size for an Instagram square. Again, I have imported this photo of myself. Maybe you're a business launch and you're wanting to say, hello there, and welcome them to your business. You can also say, I would say, hey, y'all. There you go. You can see how easy that is to customize. But again, I don't really like this pink color. So maybe my brand colors are the SBDC colors. Again, you can change all of these to that. And that helps you, stay on brand. And maybe I wanted to change this to be solid white in the background. So, or excuse me, I had that clicked. So whatever you want to change, you just click it. You press the color box and you can change the color there. So this would be SBDC branded approved. Maybe I want to move this. You can just scoot that over all you want. Maybe you want it to be further over. This is that drag and drop interface that makes it so easy. There are so many templates here as well. This is another example. Maybe you were having a holiday pop-up and you wanted to welcome them to your store. This is a template that I used right here. But again, if you aren't a clothing and accessory store, no problem. You can highlight there. I'm going to zoom in to make that easier. And you could type in maybe your candle shop. So it could be a boutique candle making experience. Whatever it might be, all of this is customizable. You could take out jewelry here, change this word. You can change these colors. This in a template was a photo. You could drop any of your uploads into that. And maybe I wanted to, I'm a food writer, so maybe I wanted to have this recipe right there. Whatever it might be, that shows you just how easy. And if you want to do multiple, you can press Add Page right here and go into your templates. Maybe you want to do something with, let's see, an Instagram post here that is formatted for, someone here to have two images of yourself. Maybe you're a boutique and you're wanting to show two outfits. You can drag your own models or your photos into the boxes right here. You can see that one cut off, so I'm just going to drag it down. And then you would change the text appropriately and you would have a very nice looking Instagram photo. This is, again, if you're not wanting to just upload directly. So this is one example of what you would use on social media. For businesses, you again want to have all of your materials to be standardized. And one of those things is letterhead. If you send any correspondence, you want that to be consistent. I have chosen here one that's kind of SBDC branded, but maybe you liked this Greystone version more. So let's make one together. I would drag the template right over. And while this looks nice, it of course, doesn't have anything to do with your business. So what you would do is maybe you would change, maybe you're a one-line business and it starts with M, and maybe your business name is, Magic Company, something like that. I'm just pulling straws there. You could change the established date. You can change the text. You can come in here, save this as a template, write all your correspondence, change this to be your personal information, and then download it here in the corner and save that, and you would have a PDF to attach to an email address. I do this all the time. Here you can see I imported Air logo, and if you can see here, I've put my London office address. This is not, again, SBDC blue. And so if I have that color code, I can just copy and paste, go in and say I wanted my text here to be that color. I would click in the text, press the color right here, type in my color frame, and this is now SBDC blue. So that's, again, just one of the many tools that we have here. This is an invoice. You can see here, this is a plain template, and I did nothing but add the SBDC logo. Again, if you were going to do this, there are so many options for invoices here. You can see they have hundreds. You just drag and drop them. So maybe you like this one, and you want to drag and drop that there, but you don't like how it's pink, you can change the pink to white, and then go in and customize accordingly. Here, this yellow doesn't match. Maybe I want the text to be white and the box to be, maybe I want the box to be our SBDC blue. So I would just type in our color code. And then you can see here, we're all on brand. I would change these blues to match, and then you would just go in and insert what you're wanting to invoice. Maybe it's, you sell materials or something of that nature. You would just go in, type this all in, and you have a beautiful, consistent branded invoice, much better than what you would make on Microsoft Word. This is an example of an Instagram story. And again, I'm gonna hop back here. These are all in the template. So I would press Instagram story here. We were just making an invoice. Before that, we made letterhead. You find all of this right here. And it would take you to those logos. But this is an example of a recipe I just made with Ale81, a ginger turkey breast. And there's a photo I took of it. And all I did there was I used this template. So I chose that one, I drag it over. I changed the words Black Friday to ginger turkey breast. You can see there in the size font they had, that was too big. And I didn't like it very much at that size. So I would just go up here to the top, change it to whatever size I wanted. Maybe I want this to say L8, which was the client. Maybe I want this text to say my username, and that's kind of small, so we could make that bigger. It just, and you can see there it went on 2 lines, so make it a little smaller. I wanted to go to an upload and use my own original photo, so drag and drop there, and I labeled this as a recipe. So while I did click through this really fast, also maybe I don't like this, maybe I want it to be purely white, so I can drag and drop there to the white color code. There I have a beautiful Instagram story that I can press download right here and upload. Or this other cool feature they now have, they have, let's see, you can share it directly to different platforms. When you download it, that's just saving it as a file, but there is the option here again to say I wanted to take this to Twitter, although this is an Instagram story, you would press that right there. But again, to me, this looks so nice, and it took me 30 seconds to make. And once you get the hang of it, I think you'll find that you do it too. Those are those Instagram posts again. So those are a couple examples that I have pre-made. With that said, I know that was such an information throw at you. So I have a couple questions here. Let's see. Nathan asks, is there a direct interface with Facebook, Instagram? So once your template is created, it uploads direct to the socials? Absolutely. That's one of the best parts. Let me go in here to my designs, Nathan, and I'll show you how that happens. I use this a lot, for example, with Pinterest, but this works all the same with no matter what you use. This is my Pinterest. My Pinterest template that I use often, and all I do here is change the image that I use. And so because I used a Pinterest template, Canva recognizes that I would want to upload this to Pinterest. This is the template I actually use. This is what it looks like. You can see I highly customized it. I didn't want this top part. I wanted that to be on the top. I wanted it to say my website here. And this is my ginger and garlic turkey breast. So once I have made this, I can press publish to Pinterest. And I have connected my account, which you are able to do. And I can press JCP Eats, which is my Pinterest account. I would type in what I wanted, it to look like. I can press. I would put the direct URL here, but just to be easy and to give you all example, maybe I would just tag it to jcpeats.com. It's gonna, when I press send or to post, it's gonna prepare that design. And you can either go to my Pinterest page or it will give you the direct link to check it out. So I'm gonna click here and that will take me to my Pinterest page, and here it is live on Pinterest. I think that is so neat. You can also check this from any platform. You can see here, so this is for your 76,000 viewers that will have the chance to see my newest pin, which I created in Canva. And by pressing saved, it will populate, there it is, my most recent pin. That works, that's the case for all social media networks. There are 7 that they incorporate, but those would be the ones that you would use. Some small abstract ones, certainly not. Let's see here. That's awesome. You are so welcome. Someone wants to know if you need to use a web host surface for the website. If you are talking about the Canva websites, let me click over in that for you, and we'll address that. That is certainly something that I have not used very much, to be honest, in Canva. It's general best practice, I think, to go with your main. But with that said, they give you the option here. They have all of these templates to create a website. So maybe you wanted to create a blank website. Let's press that right there, and it will open up here for you to have templates. And while that loads, maybe, I'm a foodie, so let's use this one. This is for a food blogger. You would change your image. I'll put one of my recipes here. Maybe that's what you would do. So you would change that. Maybe I want it to say JCP Eats, and I truly am a food blogger, so we'll leave it at that. So this is one page of the site. They have multiple pages, of course, that you would use templates for here. And you would just drag and drop like normal, like there you go. They're giving you the option here to publish as a website, and publish your website here as a beautiful responsive in just a few clicks. So you can standardize here, maybe it's with a navigation bar, and let's open that website. And so here you have a little Canva designated website. So you actually can have a quote unquote website interface in here. This is what I'll tell you though as my recommendation. You would want to go with a traditional web host, generally speaking, and you would also want to have a custom domain. As you can see here, this is so ugly looking here, as opposed to going to, say, my classic website, which is JCP Eats, which is made on WordPress. And a lot of these graphics were made on Canva, but I import them there. So to answer your question, you could make a little de facto placeholder site in Canva. I would more so use it for the graphics if you just wanted the professional opinion there. But that is a great question, and actually something I had never done in Canva. So thank you. Desiree asked, can you create your logo in Canva and use outside of Canva? Absolutely, which is the best part of Canva. So I'm going to go in here to the designs, and this first logo that I made here with y'all, say I wanted this unabashedly Southern, I would floof it up a little bit more and make it look nice. But say this was my final iteration, and I wanted this to be my logo. What I would do is I would press download. And if you only have one logo, you won't see all these pages, but I've added multiple. I would choose page 1, and I would save it as I usually use a PNG, and I would press download, and it will say preparing your design. And you'll see down here, it has downloaded. So I'm gonna just click that, and this will save it to your computer. And I would rename it as us logo 2020. And this is now a PNG file that I could upload to my website. I could upload it to any Facebook. If I wanted this to be my profile image, you can use it anywhere, and Canva licensing allows that. There's a question about how does it compare to PowerPoint for presentations? I actually think it's pretty neat what you can do here. I will say we do get stuck in our ways, and I traditionally use PowerPoint, but I think what you would find on Canva is some templates that are a little bit more interesting, a little bit more visually appealing. And depending on your business model, I think you could fare quite well here. So in the top, you would navigate to the presentation template underneath the business. And just kind of like you would on PowerPoint, you can either create a blank presentation here, create everything by hand, but I would recommend not doing that. That's the benefit of using a software like Canva. You can, go into one of these. This is kind of that modern one there, and it will have all the slides for you to fully customize. Again, you can change the text, you can upload your own photos, there are charts, things of that nature. One of the things I think that you would find better in the Microsoft suite are those features of, if you wanted to take data into a chart, you can do that on here. I think that's better in the traditional PowerPoint, but if you're just presenting something aesthetically, I think this presentation is absolutely stunning. And this is one I would use for my food business. Change all of this to my colors, my photos. You all may be more talented than me, and that's likely the case. I am just someone that uses what I can, and I do the best with it that I have the option to. I would not be able to produce this myself in PowerPoint. So I recommend looking at the presentations. This is much better of a product than I could ever use. Someone wants to know if you can do videos in Canva and drop them into Facebook. That is another great question. Let's go back here to home. Generally speaking, if you're editing a super long form video, a lot of computers come with your base software. If you're on a Mac, there's iMovie, things like that. But with that said, there are the options to do video. So maybe you wanted to do a YouTube intro. Maybe your business is in the YouTube space. There are several. Here's one for Facebook video. So this would create it specifically for Facebook, which I think would actually be easier than using your iMovie. This is actually something that I haven't done in Canva, but that's the amazing thing about Canva. I have used Canva for, I mean, I know my business has used it for 6 or 7 years, and there are things that I find each time I'm on here thinking, well, I've never used that before. So why don't I'm obviously drawn to the food because that's my industry. Why don't I draw this over? And you can see here, actually, this is this is really neat. I should use this. You can see that the video file is actually moving. So maybe this is an avocado bowl with chickpeas. Maybe you're wanting to advertise for your restaurant that you have a new appetizer or a new entree. You could film a video file, upload that right here on the left-hand side, and then just do the drag and drop, change the text, download the video here, and you would download it as an MP4, and you would upload it right then and there. That said, kind of like with the Pinterest, maybe you want to save it to your computer, which I'd recommend. I could actually take this to your Facebook page. You can connect your Facebook page here on Canva, and you could upload it directly and cut out the middle process of having to upload it to Facebook. One thing I'll tell y'all is that a lot of social media platforms, they don't like third-party software, and that's because they like you to maintain in the app, and there's always, you know, something out there. Canva is not the case there. Canva is an industry expert. Canva is well respected, and it's recognized across platforms. So unlike new things that pop up all the time, the integrations that you will find in Canva with your Pinterest, with your Facebook, with your Instagram are top of the line, and they really perform well with the interface of both websites and social platforms. So I think you all will appreciate that if you get into there. I'm not seeing any other questions, and I know I've had y'all for an hour. I feel like I've tried to give you so much information. But I am
JC,
yeah.
we do have one more quick question here. I think it's a pretty good one. So Gina asked, if you post directly from Canva to Facebook or Instagram, do you think that those posts are given a lower visibility on those platforms? She had heard that Facebook and Instagram give a higher priority visibility to posts made organically from their site. Thoughts?
Amazing question. And that's something I'm going to stop sharing, but I'm happy to hop back over here into Canva, so we'll be a little larger. That is something I feel very passionate about. And you're on the next level of social media there for that question. I would agree with that. I kind of hinted with that with my last answer. Social media platforms typically don't like third-party services. I said Canva integrates well, and what I mean by that is you would find that it will post well to those platforms and that it won't have any interruptions. I also said that I think it'd be best to download the file, and the reason is I would upload it yourself. I think there are a lot of people that have hypotheses here, and we estimate based off data, but it is shown via data that if you upload directly to Instagram, something that you made off Canva, that's fine. It would probably perform a little bit better than if you posted to Instagram from Canva. Why? I couldn't even begin to tell you. That's what we call the social media algorithm. And it's a process on their end, and they do want to keep you in their respective apps. So usually my recommendation here, I have shown you all how to post from Canva. If you struggle with posting to multiple platforms, if that seems daunting to you, I think this is a great option to still post from Canva because it will get you in the habit of doing so. It's better to post than to not post. With that said, if you feel like you're kind of next level and or have the time to expand in being on multiple interfaces, meaning Canva, then to Instagram and Facebook, I would individually upload. But that's an excellent question, and I totally agree with you.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. This has been great, and we really appreciate your time. Thank you so much, JC. It's always good to see you.
You too. And sorry I brought us through a marathon. I maybe shared too much, but I wanted to show you all as many clicks as I could.
Yeah, it was great. And everybody will get the recording so you can watch it as many times as you want.
Maybe in slow-mo, that might help.
Yeah. Look, and if you need help, just reach out to us, at kybizinfo.com or louisvillesmallbusiness.com. Please give us a call. We like to hear from you. And JC, again, thanks so much. We'll see you soon. And we'll call it a day. Everybody have a great afternoon. Thanks for joining us today. Hope you enjoyed it. So
thank you all for coming, and thank you for having me, Dave.
Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye.
See y'all.